For the last 7 years, you've been told a lie. You've been told that to get a desirable Rolex, you need patience. You need to get on the waiting list. And if you want to speed it up, you need to build a purchase history. Today, we're going to show you why that entire system was and is a hoax. It was never a rule. It was a game designed by retailers to maximize their own profits. And it's a game that is collapsing right now. If you want the truth about the luxury market, subscribe to Opulent Oasis, like this video, and hit the notification bell. The golden era of flipping is ending. The luxury watch market is in a significant downturn, and suddenly display cases are slowly filling up. Wait times for core models like the Submariner and GMT Master 2 have reportedly fallen by 30 to over 60%. This isn't because Rolex suddenly doubled production, it's because the hoax is no longer profitable. To understand what's happening, you have to understand what the purchase history game really was. First, the waiting list you were told about does not exist. It's not a fair first-come, first-served queue. The reality is that this list is at best a subjective interest list, or more accurately, a VIP list. This isn't an accident, it's a deliberate legal strategy. Authorized dealers, or ADS, are intentionally ambiguous. They'll use fluid terms like registry or expressions of interest, while another sales associate insists there is no waitlist. They avoid binding words like queue or purchase order for one reason: to shield themselves from creating a legal promise or contract. This ambiguity gives the AD total subjective discretion to manage the allocation of watches and bypass any customer for any reason, without fear of a lawsuit. So what about building purchase history? This is the engine of the hoax. It's a patronage system designed to maximize the AD's profitability, not your loyalty. The core deception is that all spending is created equal. This is false. A clear hierarchy exists based entirely on the AD's profit margins. Spending $50,000 on high-margin jewelry counts way more than spending $50,000 on another desirable Rolex. Why? The higher profit margin. Other high-value purchases include watches from other brands like Tudor or undesirable Rolex models. Think two-tone Datejusts or those with diamond bezels. When you buy these pieces, which might otherwise be collecting dust in their safe, you are seen as doing them a favor. What is low-value history? Buying the watches you actually want. Purchasing a Submariner or a GMT Master 2 builds almost no valuable history. The AD can sell the latter two watches to essentially anyone who walks in. This is an explicit bundling strategy. The low-margin steel watch is dangled as the reward for you first buying the AD's high-margin, low-demand inventory. This system perversely punishes the genuine Rolex enthusiast. The ideal customer is a flipper or a whale who is willing to absorb the cost of the bundle to get the asset. The biggest proof that the rules are fake is the massive growing number of no-history success stories. If the rules were real, these anecdotes would be impossible. We've all seen the reports, finally got the call, 1.5-year wait, no purchase history. Or walked into AD with no purchase history, walked out with a sub. These wins are not random. They expose the other path to allocation, the subjective vibe check. This is a humiliating rapport-building game. It's about performing as a good client, building authentic rapport and not making mistakes like saying I'm not a flipper, which ironically signals you are one. The fact that these two paths, the whale path of spending and the genuine enthusiast path of rapport building, exist at the same time is the ultimate proof of the hoax. They are mutually exclusive. The AD simply uses whichever path is most convenient to justify their real decision. This entire system is not a rogue operation. It's the predictable outcome of the corporate structure Rolex SA engineered to insulate itself. Rolex's official policy is clear. New watches are exclusively sold by official Rolex jewelers. Rolex SA does not sell watches directly and, most importantly, do not keep waiting lists. The brand explicitly states that its jewelers independently manage the allocation and sales of watches to customers. Rolex's customer is the AD, not you. Rolex Geneva has no idea who buys the watches. This decentralized model is a corporate firewall. It allows the ADS to become the public-facing bad guys who manage the hoax. Rolex SA reaps the benefits of scarcity while maintaining plausible deniability for the corrupted retail practices. This is why ADs lie and blame Rolex. Customers are told Rolex rules prevent an allocation. One user was told Rolex does not allocate the same person 2 watches within 4 months. This is false. These are just AD corporate rules disguised as Rolex mandates to make them seem non-negotiable. So if the watches weren't going to whales or rapport builders, where did they go? The purchase history game serves as a smokescreen for something far worse: systemic, fraudulent diversion of watches directly to the grey market. The massive grey market, full of brand new stickered 2024 and 2025 models, gets its supply from the ADS. The smoking gun is the 2021 whistleblower lawsuit Krajisnik vs. CD Peacock. A former employee sued the Chicago AD for racketeering, alleging a conspiracy to illegally sell Rolex watches to foreign grey market resellers. The plaintiff claimed she was berated by a director for selling 2 Batman GMTs to a legitimate customer, insisting they should have been given to an individual involved in the scheme. This case suggests the reality. An AD gets 10 submariners. They tell the 100 people on the list they're all allocated. In reality, maybe one goes to a real whale, one goes to a no-history walk-in to keep up appearances, and the other 8 are sold out the back door in a bundled deal to a grey market dealer. This system is now being tested in court. In the Al Razai vs. Shreve and Company case, a collector is suing an AD for fraud. He alleges he was told to build up purchase history and spent $220,000 on other items to get a promised Patek Philippe. The lawsuit claims the AD knew it was losing its Patek license and strung him along, just to reap additional sales revenue. This case directly challenges the hoax as a legally fraudulent, false promise. As this involves market speculation and legal cases, this is for informational purposes and not financial or legal advice. The final proof this is a hoax is that it's a recent invention. This is not some timeless Rolex tradition. Go back to the before times before 2017. In the 1990s, anyone could walk in and buy a steel submariner, likely even with a discount. In 2010, cases were full. One buyer in 2012 recalls asking for a Daytona and the AD replying, "White or black, we have both." For decades, the only model with a real waitlist was the steel Daytona. The game changed around 2017. A perfect storm of the new ceramic Daytona and steel Pepsi GMT, Instagram flex culture, and a boom in crypto wealth made all steel models trade above retail. ADS simply and opportunistically applied the old Daytona bundling rules to their entire steel catalog. It was a strategy switched on the moment market conditions gave them the leverage, and today that leverage is disappearing. The purchase history system is collapsing because the market is weak. The sudden availability of watches proves the scarcity was always artificial. The watches were in the /safe the whole time. Now, ADS need to get stock sold to create urgent revenue and can no longer afford to play these games. The takeaway is simple. The purchase history never mattered as a rule. It was a discretionary leveraging tool used by independent jewelers to maximize their own profits during a temporary market bubble. It was a hoax. Now that the market is turning and the ADS are losing their leverage, are you more likely to buy a new Rolex from a dealer, or will you stick to the secondary market? Let me know in the comments.